The Rubber Bowl, a symbol of the city of Akron from 1940 until its closing in 2008. Since the opening of InfoCision, the 35,000 capacity stadium has sat and nature has started to take its toll.
Going up against one of the top.
There are still plenty of people who recall the Rubber Bowl in its prime. Ray Horner, a former play-by-play announcer and current WAKR program director and host, is one of them.
I was a sports play-by-play announcer, the lead announcer for WAKR radio. So we did a number of high school football games at the Rubber Bowl, and I did a number of playoff football games at the Rubber Bowl. The first thing that comes to mind is I couldn't wait to get into the Rubber Bowl for the history. I had heard so much before I came into the Akron market 18 years ago about the Rubber Bowl. So the first thing I did is when I came in, I couldn't wait to get in the press box and walk around. And really, to be quite honest, it was very historic looking. It was like old school Chicago Soldier Field football to me. And I really liked that. I'm kind of old school football guy. So I couldn't wait to get in and do a football game at the Rubber Bowl and the rich history that was here. So many of the Akron, Kent State football games that were here. And then, of course, so many of the Holy War battles between Hoban and St. Vincent, St. Mary and other thing. The history is what I couldn't wait to take in.
As someone who has experienced the Rubber Bowl firsthand, I asked him what he thinks of its current condition.
Yeah, I look at it with my role as program director and morning host of really the go-to information station in Akron. It's sad. The Rubber Bowl to me stood for so many things, more than football, more than athletics. It was an identity of Akron. And to see where it is now with the ripped turf and the press box down and it crumbling, it's really sad because now it's become a joke for the Akron people. You know, it's been the answer to a lot of jokes and phrases and laughter where, to me, and I know it's only a structure, it's brick and mortar, it deserves some respect because there's a lot of history in that Akron Rubber Bowl, from Thanksgiving Day turkey games with the City Series football to historic University of Akron football games to playoff football to everything that we've seen at that Rubber Bowl. It's kind of sad.
And as far as his hopes for the future of the Rubber Bowl go,
it's a real nice piece of land in the Akron area. Me, for one, I've been chirping on the air for the last 10 years that I'd love to see it refurbished and used for Akron City Series events, band competitions and games and other concerts and that type of thing. That's not going to happen. It's coming down. So I wouldn't mind some sort of expansion out there where you use the recreation aspect. You've got Derby Downs right beside it with the All-American Soapbox Derby. I wouldn't mind seeing some sort of hotel, indoor water park area out there where certain times during the year people can come into Akron, stay. There's no big water parks in the area. Go there and also be an avenue when all these families from people from all over the world come into Akron in the summer for the All-American Soapbox Derby.
But for now, the field, once shared by Hall of Famers of both football and rock and roll, lays barren. The bleachers, once jammed with loyal fans, now sit empty and broken. The corridors, once filled with the cheers of victory and the cries of defeat, are now only filled with the echoes of the wind. One of the few ways to relive the magic of the Rubber Bowl is through a projector at the University of Akron Archive Services. But, as many people do, Ray hopes the Rubber Bowl goes from a punchline to being remembered as the important piece of history it should be.
I think right now when you talk to people about the Rubber Bowl in the Akron area, they smirk, they laugh, and they look at the condition that it is in. But when you get a chance to step back, and I know people that have, of the monumental contests, like I said, the Turkey Bowl games, when everyone from the city of Akron would be at the Rubber Bowl on Thanksgiving morning, playing a big football game and then going home for Thanksgiving Day dinner. Those stories go on and on. So yes, does the Rubber Bowl history live on in Akron? It will, and I hope for the positive things that it had to do with the Akron community.